What's up, guys? We're down here walking on a road, and as you can see, there's construction going on here. We happen to be over in this area anyway, so we decided we're going to stop here and pick up something to eat instead of going to one of the markets where there is less construction. I mean, since we're over here anyway, right? But last night I had a meeting with a bar owner, and I just finished a meeting with another bar owner, and it appears we are going to have 3 different venues for our comedy night as soon as we get all the people we need to perform. These guys are very creative, and they have some really good ideas for different types of comedy nights at their venue, what they want to promote, what they want to do, and they're all good. So we're going to be getting everybody together and looking at that and discussing it here in the next couple weeks. But one of them said he had some friends that do comedy stuff in Phnom Penh, and he's going to invite them to come to see him reap, and for free put on a workshop for anybody who's interested, anybody who's ever wanted to do stand-up or just tell a story in front of people. He's going to invite them up. We're going to do a free workshop with them, and it'll be like a safe place for everybody to get up and craft some jokes together, get up in front of like-minded people to present them. Then everybody can critique them in a nice way. Like, I thought that joke was funny, you might take this part off, you might put this part here, maybe make it a little longer, or, you know, whatever. Help everybody hone the craft of writing, which is a big, important part of doing this, I think. So both those meetings went very, very well, and I can't say for sure right now, but it looks and appears as if we'll be doing shows at these venues on different nights and different weeks. So like every 2 weeks, we'll put on a show here, and then a show here, and then a show here. We already have a lot of interest from my page, my Comedy Night Cambodia page. That link's down below if you want to give it a like. And people have been messaging me saying, well, I want to come to see it, and that's really good. So we already have an audience if they actually show up, and now we just need a couple more performers so we can make it a full night. So it's going really well. It's been busy, but really good. Plus I've been doing a lot of writing myself, coming up with new stuff, rearranging what I want to say, making sure it all makes sense, and that kind of thing. So that's my progress on that. But as you can see, there are a lot of roads in Cambodia right now like this. The one thing I've noticed are these big, huge dump trucks flying around all over town. And I mean flying. They seem to have no regard for how big they are, whether they're full or whether they're empty. They're flying around town, dirt's flying everywhere, and they're acting kind of crazy. I'm not the only one. I've seen people voice their complaints about that in different Facebook groups, so I'm glad I'm not the only one that's noticed this. Perhaps they need to be a little careful. I realize they're in a hurry to get it done, though. You know, they're under pressure to get it done by a certain date, because they want to be ready when they open tourism back up again. But still, a little precaution. Let's not kill anybody just to get the roads done. But as you can see, or as I said, you'll see roads just like this everywhere. I always try to keep in mind that when it's done, it's going to look very nice. It's going to look inviting, and hopefully we get some businesses back up and running and new businesses popping in. That, of course, is the goal. But we're down here at this little market. I think we've been down here once, but we never shopped here. But they have everything you could need for a quick meal. You know, you got the veg, the herbs, mushrooms, fish, chicken, pork, beef, all the standards. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, so let me tell you a little story, and this is a true story. We were sitting at a certain bar, and now I'm not going to say the name of the bar. And the reason I'm not going to say the name of this bar is because I'm not trying to disparage any business. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm not trying to be part of this cancel culture. You know, hey, I don't agree with what this guy did, so I want him to lose all his business, anything like that. But I think the story will serve as an example of why, when you have the chance, you might want to consider giving to somebody if you can. And I'm not talking about just donating to me, I'm talking about in general. Because we were sitting at this bar on the outside area in a little bench right next to the street, and these two young boys come up. They're probably 9-10 years old. Now when you've been here a while, you tend to notice the street kids that are doing drugs have a certain mannerism and a certain look about them. I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, I understand, but they do. They have a blank stare, they walk and act like zombies, and usually they won't even come and ask you for money. They're still holding the bag of glue that they've been sniffing, and they'll just kind of walk up to you and put their hand out and stare at you, or actually stare through you, just hoping to get some money. But these two boys were not like that. They didn't have any drugs. They both appeared very normal, I guess you can say. They came up and they said something to Senglai. Senglai said that they're hungry and they wanted to know if they could have $1.25 each to get something to eat. Now, we were at this bar. There were no open restaurants within a reasonable distance. I didn't think anything was suspicious or going on. So I just said, you know, just give them $5. Let them get whatever they want. You know, you guys donate to me and that's what we use it for. So she was getting out the money, and it was almost like a cartoon you see of these old people coming out waving their arms, telling the kids to get off their lawn. You know, one of those. But it was the manager of this bar, and he was just waving his hand and yelling at them, go away, go away, go away. Now, technically, they weren't even on his property. They were still, like, standing in the street. Our bench just happened to be right by the street. And they backed up, and I looked at him, and I said, no, it's okay, they're not doing anything. He put his hands on his hips, and he was glaring at him, and Senglai finally got the money, she gave it to him. And they scampered off. And then he looked at me, and he goes, drugs. All of these kids, that's all they want. They just want money for drugs. They're not hungry. I don't ever give them money in my bar again. And it's blah, blah, blah. He got all upset at the customer, me. And I'm like, well, if it's my money, I'm free to do with it whatever I want. I'm here at your establishment. And I thought that was a little too far, so I finished my beer. I was going to have another one, but we decided to go somewhere else. I was like, man, you may be right. Maybe they are going to go buy drugs with it. But that's the thing I wanted to really say is that, what if they did? I don't know that they are. They didn't come up and say, can I have money for drugs? They said, can I have money for food? If I give them money, thinking they're going to buy food and they wind up buying drugs, that's really not my business. That's like you giving me something. Let's say you give me a phone. You buy me a phone and say, here's a gift for you. And then you say, but you can only use it on Mondays and Thursdays before 5 o'clock. That's not really mine then, is it? If you're giving just to expect a certain result, I think you're giving for the wrong reason. I sincerely believe these kids were hungry. I didn't see any indication they were taking drugs. I gave them the money, and I didn't really care what happened after that transaction. I'm not the world's police. So I decided, well, I don't think I want to sit here because it seemed he was making this judgment, not based on those two kids, but on all the kids ever that are begging. Now, you could make an argument that he didn't want to encourage that because he didn't want them to feel free to come into his bar anytime and bother his customers, drive them off because they don't want to deal with it. If he would have put it that way, that would have been different. But angrily yelling at one of your customers for doing what I thought was the right thing, well, I don't want to start a fight, but I thought it was just wrong. Plus, what I find odd is that there are any number of working girls who feel free to go into that same bar on any given night and quote-unquote bother the customers to buy them a drink, to talk them up, trying to talk them into having sex for money. And again, I have nothing against prostitution. Never have. I don't care. But it's kind of the same concept. You have hungry kids. You have hungry women. But he doesn't seem to have a problem with that. You know, so the whole thing didn't sound right to me. But I felt a little redemption. I felt a little good, because after we left, we were walking home. We passed by the Burger King, go around the corner there, and all of a sudden I hear a voice say, "Hello, hello." So I turn and look, and underneath a doorway, sitting back away from the street, way back there, almost in the dark, were these two boys. They were with two other boys, and they had a veritable feast. They had bowls of noodles, they had snack cakes, they had sodas and waters and bags of sauces, and really, man, they were eating good. And I thought, I didn't see any drugs. None of them had a paper bag they were sniffing glue out of. Anything like that. So I felt kind of good about that. And I have a feeling that they go out in twos every night, get the money they can, meet at a certain place, pool it together, get themselves a good meal for the night. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe they had a really good night and altogether they got $50 maybe from different people and they were just saving the drugs for later. I don't know. But again, it doesn't matter. I just felt good that I can look and say, see, you can't just judge these kids because there are other kids down there that are obviously doing drugs. and obviously begging for money for drugs, claiming it's for food. And nobody's denying that that happens. But I am going to deny that that's always the case. 100% of the time. So anyway, that's my little story. I'm not right too often, so I wanted to give myself a little pat on the back, a little self high five for being right about this. Ooh, nice posters in here. See Bob Dylan up there, Jimi Hendrix. More construction right here. We were talking about superstitions in one of my classes last week. That was pretty fun. They had never heard of anything like that. So we were going over different superstitious things from the Western world, like don't walk under a ladder, you break a mirror, 7 years bad luck. Black cat crosses your path, you're going to have bad luck. All these superstitions seem to be always bad things. Nobody ever has a superstition like, if you see a blonde woman kissing a donkey, you're going to have 7 years good luck or anything like that. It's just, everything's always bad. So we went over what a superstition is, what superstitions they have in Cambodia, and I found out some things there. That was a learning experience for me too. They have some really, some real doozies here. They're very, they seem to be quite superstitious about a lot of things. They absolutely, not everybody, of course, because I can't make a blanket statement like that, but for the most part, a lot of people believe in the supernatural, and that if things aren't done a certain way, in a certain prescribed way that's been done for years and years, then it's bound to fail. Things like that. But it was a fun class. I don't know, I've never been superstitious about anything. I don't have any lucky t-shirts for watching sports games thinking that's going to help my team win. I don't have any particular mantras that I say before I do anything. I just don't. But if you guys have any superstitions from your country, it would be interesting to see if they fit in with the superstitions in America or the superstitions here. So if you have any particular ones from your country and you want to let me know in the comments, I'll wind up using those when we discuss this again next week. We are going to be doing a part 2 because it went very well, and we had a lot of good discussions on why opening an umbrella indoors is considered bad luck. Why is that? So I'm going to do some research on how some of these superstitions actually got started. And if you have any you'd like to share, be sure to leave them in the comments below and I'll use them in my class. And that's really all that's happening here. Nothing much else going on. We're, like I said, we're trying to get this comedy thing going. It's all going well though. And we'll have some good things coming up. We're trying to get some videos together of certain subjects, so you'll be getting those that you requested. So hang in there. Hello. Hello. So anyway, be sure to check out all my links down below. Like I said, I have links to Comedy Night Cambodia Facebook page. My other social media links are down below to my personal pages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Also, if you want to donate and help support what we do here, we feed people for free, we educate people for free, no cost to them. Thanks, and only thanks to your donations. That story I just told you was because of you guys. So you can donate through PayPal, buymeacoffee.com, join my Patreon. All those links are listed below. And in exchange, I'll send you exclusive videos, first look videos, copies of my book, and more. And I want to say thank you, as always, to all my supporters. You're the ones making the good things happen here. I'm just happy that I can do it on your behalf. Also, there are other channels vlogging in Cambodia. All those are listed down below. Be sure to check them out. Give them a like. Give them a subscribe. And they will appreciate it as well. All right. I will talk to you guys in the next one. You want to say goodbye?
Yes.
Say goodbye?
Yeah.
It's not a picture. It's video. Say goodbye. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, there you go. She thought I was taking a picture. Oh well. Talk to you guys in the next one.